All right, welcome to today's class on listings and landing pages in KW Command. My name is Leah with Scott Leroy Marketing, and in today's class, of course, we'll be starting in KW Command. All right, so before we get going on that though, just a quick note is that KW does recommend utilizing Google Chrome for logging into command, and command to get there is agent.kw.com. So if you do have the Chrome browser on your computer, that is the recommended one to use. If you do not have Google Chrome, I have a Mac personally, so I just had to download Google Chrome, and it allowed me to download that right away. So it's very easy. I'll walk you through the steps, but I would definitely recommend it to utilize all of the KW technology. And then we'll go to agent.kw.com. And you'll see what I see on my screen here. Now, to make your life a little easier, KW is switching it over so that all of your MyKW usernames and passwords are the same. Thank heavens. We have enough passwords to remember. So your password here will be the same thing as you use for MyKW, which is the same thing as to log into your Kelly app. Okay, so your username is typically something like your first name, last initial, maybe a number if your last name is more common. Typically not case sensitive there for the username, however your password is case sensitive. So that does require an uppercase letter and a number and a lowercase letter for that matter. All right, so go ahead and type that in, and we do have this lovely forgot password option if you need that, and you can click sign in. And again, if you missed this, we are on agent.kw.com, which you'll see on the top of my screen here, and that is how you'll log into command. So we'll click sign in, and that'll take us right into our command dashboard, which is fairly new within the last month at least. Something to note though that's pretty cool on the right hand side here, I think this is an awesome feature. Since KW International is updating command daily, weekly, they have started putting weekly updates of what is new in command, so feel free to keep an eye out on that on the right hand side of your command dashboard. Before we get started on listings and landing pages, the first thing that we'll need to do is come up to our command marketing profile. So to do that, go ahead and click on your name on the very top right of your command. And we're going to actually go to settings. So your name on the top right, and then settings, that third option down from the drop down there. And that will take you into all your command settings, as you might have guessed. And we'll actually want to click on Connect Settings on the left-hand side menu. So it's Connect Settings and then Marketing Profile from that drop-down. Okay, this marketing profile is super important because it makes your life 10 times easier. So all the information that you put into this marketing profile here will autofill onto everything that you create in command. So that goes for smart plans you create, landing pages, the new website rolling out on October 1st, and we'll be touching on that today. So virtually everything you do in command, it will pull your contact information from here. So you will need to have this filled out. And just to overview this, so we're going to go through this quickly here. You'll need to come back later to fill this in. But just to overview some things to do, note that you'll have to fill in all fields that say required in order to save that. So you'll notice your headshot that is required. And it does need to be sized typically this. So it does help. You'll notice it's 360 by 360 pixels. So it definitely makes it look, mine looks a little funky. I need to resize it. But if it's a square headshot, so if you can crop it into a square before resizing, that definitely makes it display better in command here. The website that we use when resizing is pickresize.com. So you can add your headshot in there because I don't believe it allows it over 1 megabyte either. So you can add your headshot into pickresize.com. It will literally give you an option to put in how many pixels that you want it to be. So you can do 360 by 360 to resize that right away to add it in. Of course, if you have any trouble with that, you can email us at support@scottleroymarketing.com, and we're happy to help you with that. Aside from that, as you scroll down, you will need to fill in anything that has the red asterisk here. So name, obviously important. So certain things do not have a red asterisk. It's not required, but you know, if a team name, if you're on a team and it applies to you, go ahead and add that in. I forgot to mention your team logo can go here as well. That'll be the same concept resizing as the headshot. Moving down, we have our designations, bio, okay, and you'll have all of your contact information here. We also have our DBA logo that you can add in, also needs to be resized. Your legal footer, and even at the bottom, we have some social options here, so you can add in your Facebook page, Twitter, and so forth. From what I have seen, if I'm remembering correctly, I believe that does have to have the HTTPS in front of it, okay, when you add that in. They just recently added an option to put in Facebook Pixel and ads, so you can add in Google Analytics and Facebook Pixels for the new website that's rolling out on October 1st. And again, I'll be giving you more information on that in just a little bit. This is not currently fully launched because the website hasn't currently fully launched, but just so you know, this is where you will go to add that in. And we have an option to add in your mobile app here as well. All right, so you do have to fill in all fields and then click save, or it will not save if all the required fields are not filled out. Just a heads up, we can set this up for you, so if you are struggling and cannot get this done, we have a form on scottleroymarketing.com/command that you can fill out and we can set this up for you. So if you have any trouble with that, you can even include your headshot on that form. We can resize it and add it in. So that's no problem at all. But again, very, very important that you set up your marketing profile as really the first thing that you do in Command, and that will save you a huge amount of time and really help achieve your branding goals. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do in class, now that we got done with our housekeeping stuff, is let's go ahead and create a contact so that I can show you about Nieghborhood landing pages. So to get to your contacts on the left side menu here, go ahead and click on the icon that looks like two little people hanging out. All right, as you are starting to learn the icons on the left-hand side, just some quick notes on that. If you hover your mouse over any of these icons on the left side menu, it will pop out this little speech bubble letting you know what that section is. Aside from that, if you want it to pop out altogether, if you click on this KW logo on the top left, it will show you what each one of those options is. So that will sit out there for you, and you can always click that again to resend the menu back in. So that's just a great way to start learning what the menu options mean and how to navigate around Command. But while we're on that topic, one of my favorite parts about Command is that everything is centralized to this one menu here. Currently with the KW technology and my KW, everything is very spread out, right? To get to your database versus your Playster website, to your White Pages profile, it's all in different spots in my KW, which makes it a little harder to learn. KW Command has been great because it centralizes all your tools on the left-hand side. So as you're starting to learn Command and start to feel comfortable with it, literally just go down this menu here, start clicking on each item, play around with it, and you'll start to feel comfortable in no time. I know it just takes some patience learning a new software system. I feel you, I'm right there with you. All right, so after that little side note, let's go ahead and click on Contacts on the left side menu. And you probably already have some contacts entered in, but if not, I'm going to go ahead and add in a contact so we can practice in today's class. So feel free to. All right, so I'll click Add Contact on the top right. And it's always great to have yourself entered into your database so that when you practice on something and you send something to your quote-unquote client, you can send it to yourself so you can see what it looks like from a client's perspective. I would definitely recommend that every single time before actually sending something to your client. Test it out on yourself. Okay, so you can, I know it takes a little extra time, but it definitely helps with professionalism. So you can add in your name or your favorite TV character. We can use Ross Geller here from Friends. All right, so we'll just put in our full name and email address. Say ross@rossgeller.com here. I believe actually it's the Friends 25-year reunion coming up like September 23rd. I can't believe it's been on for 25 years. So we'll celebrate with some Ross Geller in this class and click Create on the bottom. So all you need to do is put in a name and an email address here to go ahead and start practicing. So I'll click create. And when you click create, just a heads up, it takes you back to your entire database here. So we will need to use the search bar on the top left. So search for that contact that we just created. I'll put in Ross Geller. All right, so we're using that search bar to search for the test contact that we just created. And then simply click on his name to pull that up. Okay, and we do have a class on your contact database specifically, so if you aren't feeling very comfortable with your database in Command, feel free to check that out on slmtraining.com. I believe we just taught a class on that yesterday, so it is very updated, so check that out. So now that we have our contact added in, let's scroll on down to the neighborhood section. And this is actually one of my favorite features of Command, so I'm excited to show you this. So in this neighborhood section here, what you can do is you can create a custom neighborhood page. So let's say, in theory, we just got off the phone with Ross Geller and he told us that he likes this specific zip code, this is a criteria he's looking for, he likes this school for his kids, and so you started brainstorming a few neighborhoods that you think would fit his criteria. So you want to send him live listings of listings in those neighborhoods to fit his needs. So what I can do is come in here, click Add Neighborhood. Okay, I click the Add Neighborhood button. And there's 3 different ways to add in a neighborhood. So first of all, we'll need to start by adding in a general area. So if you want to start typing in an area around you that you think would fit your client's needs just to practice, so you can go ahead and type in the area or the neighborhood. And then you will see this drop down up here. It will suggest different neighborhoods based on what you type in. And I can click on that option. Now, once I click on that option from the drop down, first of all, you'll see it adds a neighborhood here. So any neighborhoods that are in gray with an X, that means is added in for your client. Okay, you can always get rid of it by clicking that X, of course. All right, so that is one way. You can use this search bar right here to search for neighborhoods that might fit your client's criteria. Now what's cool is that Command knows the criteria of this neighborhood in that area, so it will suggest different neighborhoods too under this map. So right here we have different neighborhoods that are similar to this one, so I'll go ahead and click on this list, and once I click on it, it adds it up here, and I can keep doing that, okay, from the suggested neighborhoods. Now there is one third way to go ahead and add in neighborhoods. So let's say maybe you're not very familiar with that area. You want to see it on a map to see what's close by. Okay, you can also do that by clicking on Find on a Map. So I'm clicking that Find on Map button. And as you might have guessed, it'll pull up a map. And I'll show you where you're currently searching in right here. So I can now search for a location. So you can just zoom in, but it makes your life a lot easier if you put in the area you're looking for up here. So if you type that in, it will relocate you to that area in general. Okay, and I can use the plus and minus on the right-hand side of the map to zoom in and out. Okay, so now what's cool, these little puzzle pieces all around here, if I hover my mouse over it, it tells me what neighborhood that is. So this is where I'm currently looking in. Let's say, okay, this neighborhood would fit his needs. If I hover over another section here, another puzzle piece, it pops up telling me the neighborhood. I can click on it to add that in, okay, and you can see as I'm clicking, it's giving check marks indicating that's selected, and it puts those neighborhoods right down here as well. Okay, and you can always use the X to get rid of that. So once I have those other neighborhoods entered in, I'll go ahead and click Save, and it will add those right up here. Okay, so those are the 3 ways that you can add in neighborhoods for your contact. So now let's take a look at what we just did. So you'll notice on this map icon right under it gives you 2 options. We have a copy link option and a preview. Okay, let's go ahead and click preview so I can show you what you just did. This is very cool. So if I click on preview here, It'll pull up a new tab on your browser, so it does take you outside of command. So this is a client's view. So what this is a neighborhood snapshot. So we have all the neighborhoods that we entered in, that we said that these neighborhoods might fit this client's criteria. So they can switch up top here to say which neighborhood they would like to search in. So let's say, pick that one. All right, what it will do once they select a neighborhood is it will show them on the right-hand side current listings that are live. So they can scroll through and look at that. Of course, if they click on any of the listings, it would show them the listing details. Let's do that. Cool. So it does open up a different tab if you click on any of those listings so that they can view the listing details big. Okay, so this will show you all the listing for this listing specifically, all the information for that. Does also give them an option to go to Keller Mortgage from here. And as you scroll down, you can take a look at everything that's on here. So that is what happens if you click on one of these listings from here. They can also filter their search. So there's a filter option here. So they can set, instead of just the neighborhood, they can filter it down by beds, baths, price range, and so forth. They can also sort on the right-hand side by newest or cheapest. Okay, and there's a little sort icon there to toggle that even further. On the map, they can also zoom in to see where all these listings are, and they can click on it from here as well. And what's another feature that I really like is this draw option on the top right. So let's say they want to draw that they want to search all listings in this area. They can draw that, and then they can filter that search further from there. So your clients do have the option to personalize this, so you need to kick it off for your clients, but then they have the option to draw on the map to view more listings. They can also click Add Neighborhood on the top left here to add even more neighborhoods than what we have added in here. Okay, so very cool. That's how they can look at all of the live listings, and you'll see your contact information is always on the top left and your headshot, and this all pulls from that marketing profile that we set up at the beginning of class. Now, even above and beyond looking at active listings, they can come up to neighborhood stats on the top right here. And so this neighborhood stats, you'll see which one is selected here, but of course they can switch and toggle between the different neighborhoods. Take a look at that. So for this neighborhood, there are 4 homes for sale, 3 that are pending. The average home price in that neighborhood, price per square foot, and average days on market. Coming on down here, they can see some current stats. All right, these sold stats, they are still working on pulling in. This all pulls from Nextdoor, that's what it is. Nextdoor.com, right, is where this information pulls from. So they're still working on pulling all that over. So you'll see if your sold data is unavailable. KWRI is still working with Nextdoor to pull that over. Scrolling on down, they have the option to take a look at transit and commute information. So let's say they are not familiar to the area. They're moving from out of state and they got a job uptown, but they would like to live in the suburbs because of better schools for their clients, or for their kids rather. All right, they can come in here and click search for a place. So let's say they are getting a job at Bank of America Stadium. Sure, where the Panthers play. All right, it will then show them, it is a 23-minute drive from the neighborhood we have selected. All right, they can also click directions right there and it will open it up in a new tab for a Google map. They can also put in biking and walking information here as well. So that will show them how close they are to their place of work, or really wherever they put in, their kids' school if they want to put that in, or let's say an ice rink that might be nearby. Okay. Scrolling on down, we'll see nearby schools from that neighborhood. We have places as well. So these places down here, these pull from the insight section of Command, which any agent can put in. It will pull in all of the insights that are currently entered in. There's probably not too many that you're seeing at the moment since it's a new feature, but as agents start adding in insights, those will increase there. You can even put in your own insights. I'll point out where those sit in Command after this, but that's where that pulls from, is the Insight section of Command. As you keep scrolling down, you'll see all the homes for sale, recently sold, and then nearby neighborhoods as well, to give them ideas of where to search. They have the option to talk to you on the bottom, so send you a message, and then your contact information will be on the bottom here. And again, this pulls from the marketing profile that we set up at the beginning of class. So like I keep saying, very important that that is set up for your branding. Okay, your social media will be on the bottom as well. And last but not least, as I scroll up to the top, you do have this About Me section on the very top right. And that's really just like the footer we were just looking at, all of your contact information so they can contact you right away. They can download your app from here and so forth. All right, so these are the neighborhood landing pages. So as you can see, very, very cool way to send these to your clients so that they can search for homes. Now let's talk about how to get those to your clients. So this is in a new tab, so I'm going to switch back over to Command. So you should have another tab opened up that says like Command Contacts. If you want to click on that to get back to where we were. Okay, so first of all, let's say I have this contact. I told them I was going to set them up on a search and I would email them later, okay, on the phone. So now I'm going to do that. So I set this up here, and that took me what? I mean, all I had to do was add the contact, add the neighborhoods. It maybe took me 2 minutes. Okay, so super quick and easy for you. And now all I have to do is click Copy Link. So if I want to send this to my client, I'll click Copy Link, and I will go into my email. So if you use your KW Gmail, okay, I can come in here and I can put something like, let's say, neighborhood home search. And you could say something like, "Hi, Ross. Great talking with you today. Here is a link to search all active listings in some neighborhoods that I feel would fit your needs." Okay, you can paste in that link into the email. Let me know if you have any questions, and we can send that off. Okay, so that is how you can send that to your client, and it is cool because those are always active listings. So let's say they open the link today. When they get the email, it has all today's active listings. Let's say they open it 2 weeks later, it does update. Okay, so those are always the most up-to-date live listings. So they could even bookmark this right here, so they can always come back to it and view the live listings in their area. So it's like creating a personalized neighborhood search landing page for them. Okay. All right, so I am going back to Command, and that is a tab that just says Command Contacts. Something I'm not going to go over in today's class, but I will note for you another way to get out these neighborhood pages here. There are smart plans. You've probably heard that term. There are neighborhood nurture smart plans. Basically what you can do, as long as your contact has an email address and neighborhoods entered in, if you add them to a neighborhood nurture smart plan, there's a bi-weekly and a monthly option. So it will automatically send them this link either every other week or once a month, depending on which smart plan you choose. Now, we do teach a smart plan class, which I'm sure you have more questions on what I said. Feel free to check that out. Again, that's on slmtraining.com, and you'll want to click on the command training classes, and we have a smart plan option there as well. I'll show you at the end of class how to get to all of our trainings as well. All right, so that's a really great class to go ahead and watch, because smart plans are working, and you get to smart plans by clicking on the little to-do list on the left-hand side with a gear. All right, so that is one way to go ahead and create a landing page. Those are the neighborhood landing pages, and clearly a very cool feature that is ready to be used in Command. So let's take a look at other landing pages now. So let's say you get a new listing and you want to promote that new listing by creating a landing page, which will not only allow you to promote that listing, it will also allow you to capture leads from that landing page. Now, the landing pages section has moved. So it was previously in the design section. It did move over to sites. So depending on what you have available in Command, that should be the very bottom option that's live. Okay, that is in my account at least. I have sites on the very bottom here. And it looks like a little website with a circle and a little guy hanging out in it. Okay, so that'll be like landing pages, sites. And I'm sure you've been hearing a whole lot about the new website that is rolling out. So let me just go over that a little bit so you guys know what to expect. So brand new KW Command websites are rolling out on October 1st. At that time, your Playster website is also retiring. Okay, so we do have a video on how to prepare for the new website and how to download all of your site data from Playster. Again, that can be found on slmtraining.com, which I'll show you at the end of class how to get to that. All right, so you will be able, it is not live yet, however, you can start creating pages for the new website that is launching. So we'll be taking a look at that in just a minute. Okay, so hold tight on that, and if you have any questions on the new site, I'll answer to the best of my ability, but those are not live quite yet. So let's go ahead and take a look. So I'm going to regress a little bit. I know I probably got you excited about the new sites, but let's regress for just a moment here and talk about landing pages specifically, and then we'll go back to the new site. So landing pages, so this is, again, if you have a new listing that you want to promote, okay, and you want to capture leads by promoting that listing. Okay, let's take a look at how easy it is to set that up. And it looks really great. So again, on the left-hand side, I am in the Sites option. Sites. Now up here, we'll see a few options, which I'll be covering all of these, but we are starting in the first option, which is landing pages. And as you might have guessed, we'll go ahead and click Create a New Site on the top right there. Okay, it will now give you, and this is brand new, like as of the last, I don't know, 3 days maybe. So this is brand new. You have the option to create a page on your agent site, and we'll be doing that next. But for now, let's go ahead and click as a standalone page. So the second option down, and click Create Page. So again, select the second option as a standalone page, and click Create Page. All right, so it will take you over to your landing page here. So first of all, let's rename this. So this is for my new listing on 1245 Main Street. Okay, whatever you want to name it. So we have our our landing page name created at the top. And on the right-hand side, all you have to do to create this is literally drag and drop these widgets to this blank page. So let's take a look at that, and I'll add all of them just so you can see what it looks like and decide what you would like to use. So I'll go ahead, and the bottom of your page in the right side is completely cut off. Interesting. Let's see, can you expand your window by chance? That might be able to help it, because you should be able to see my entire screen. Let me know if you still have trouble with that. All right, so from here, what you'll want to do is, so branded header is typically a good thing to add to the very top. So all you have to do is click to drag and then drop, okay? And that will add in the branded widget. All right, from there, so we have the branded header added in. So let's add some other fun things here. So we have the listing. So let's go ahead and click to drag and drop. Now this listing will be just a random one right now. It's not configured. We'll go in and configure that in just a second. All right, but that is how you'll add in the listing information, which is obviously really great for a listing landing page. So we added in the listing. Let's say I want a lead form now. So I'm putting this in order of how I want it. And you'll see when you click and drag it, so I'm holding my mouse to drag it. So you'll see, let me see if I can show you guys this. I'll try on the bottom. So it will show you, it's kind of hard to see on my screen right now. It will show you a green line before it drops it. You'll probably be able to see it better on this next one. So hold tight. So you can decide where you're going to drop that. So let's say, for example, let me show you that again. No, I've tried full screen, reduce the screen down to 75%. Is anyone else having trouble viewing my screen? Let me know. I mean, it's broadcasting my entire screen. So you should be able to see everything. Let's see if I can make this any different for you. Let me know if anyone else is having trouble with that. All right, so hopefully that will help out here. I just made it full screen again on my side, so hopefully that'll help out. All right, and we'll go ahead and add our local expert. All right, this will be good to show you guys. So you can see that green line that's going across the top of this lead capture box. If I were to drop it here, it would lay that widget above the lead capture box, but I want the lead capture box to be higher, so I'm actually going to move that green bar below it to then drop it and put that down. Okay, so that will add in, that was your local expert. You can also add in the agent branding on the bottom. That's essentially the same thing. It just has your branding information as well, but you can take a look at that and you can add in a legal footer as well. So again, it is as easy as clicking on the widgets and dragging it. So you'll have to keep your mouse clicked. Okay, so click and hold to drag it to this side and then release it to lay the widget down. Okay, so in this step, we're just laying out the form. So it's not formatted, right? This isn't the correct listing. That is what we're doing next. So aside from adding widgets, which makes your life so easy, right? This looks very professional already, and all I did was click and drag. If you want to get a little more customized, so like let's say I wanted to add in some content blocks. So on the bottom here, okay, I clicked on content blocks. And it will allow you if you want to add further images or if you want to lay down a text section. So let's see. Let's say I wanted to lay some text right here. All right, so you could lay some text. Call me today. Right, so you can lay some custom text here as well. All right, so those are what the content blocks are. You can add images, links, text blocks, and so forth here. All right, and you'll notice if you ever don't want a section. So let's say I laid something, I'm not a fan. Okay, I don't want this here anymore because I have that right here. All you have to do is select that section. Once it's selected, you'll see it's outlined in blue. And a couple things, I can either move that up. Okay, this right here will also make it movable from what I've seen, this icon. This icon duplicates it. But what I really want to show you guys is how to trash it, okay? Especially when playing around with things, it's great to add things over and then know how to get rid of it. And that is just by clicking the trash can icon. All right, so that is how you'll get rid of any sections that you do not want. You simply click and click the trash can to get rid of that. All right, so you can play around with these layout blocks as well, but really, honestly, when I've created these, I just stick to the widgets because it makes your life really easy. Okay, so now that we have our formatting done, so this is in general what I want my landing page layout to look like, I now have to click, and it's kind of hidden behind the support here, so you have to click Configure Widgets on the very bottom. So you'll notice it will not allow you to publish the page, and you'll notice if you try to click it, it tells you to click on this Configure Widgets option on the very bottom. So let's go ahead and click on that. Okay. So from here, so once I click Configure Widgets, it will take me to all of my widgets that I need to configure. And once it's configured, it will give you a green check mark in each one. And it will not allow you to publish it until all of these check marks are checked. So if you're currently in a widget and you want to see all of the ones that you need to edit, you can click this little back arrow. That's where I was just a moment ago. If I click this back arrow on the top left, it does show me all of the widgets I need to edit. And then, I would typically just start with the top one because it will take you through everything. So if I click on that top option, it does pull in all this contact information from your marketing profile, which is where we started class. So again, saving you time. Woohoo. All right, so on the top here, header text, you will need to fill in all fields that have an asterisk. It will not allow you to save it otherwise, and it doesn't tell you really why, so make sure you just do that to save yourself a headache. So let's say for the header text, I'll put in proudly presenting, I don't remember the listing address I put in, let's say 1245 Main Street. Okay. So I have my header text here. Looks like that only allows for 30 characters, so take that into account. Your headshot should already pull in, because that pulls in from the marketing profile. All your contact information should already be there, but of course you can edit that. We have the option to put in a team logo. I believe yours should already be there. I don't have that in my marketing profile, but let's say I want to add that in. I'll just click here. It will browse my computer. Let me find that real quick. I can double click on the logo and that adds it in. So you will have to click save. And again, I know that little support is in the way, but you'll need to click save on the bottom in order to see those changes made on the top header. So now that I click save, it shows me the header I put in and my logo as well on the top left, which is great because it shows me the KW logo and also my DBA logo. Okay, so now that I finished this section, on the top right here, we see we're on steps 1 of 5, so I have 5 widgets added in, so I can click this next button to go to the next widget, which is the listing section. So in this listing section, you can click Browse Listings, as you might have guessed, and that will search the KWLS 2.0. Right, at the top here, you can search for your properties. Now, these listings are listings from across the entire country. So if you are, let's say, doing an open house for an agent in your office and you want to create this based on their listing, you can certainly do that. You can see how many pages there are right there. Okay, so there's clearly a lot of listings. From what I've heard from KWRI, the listing section is working at about an 85% capacity. So they're working on moving all listings over. So they might even be higher now because that was a couple weeks ago I heard that percentage. But just a heads up on that if you can't find your listing. And if you can't find your listing in here, I'll show you how to contact KWRI to let them know so that they can add that in for you. So I'll show you that at the end of class as well. I'm just making note of that real quick. Okay, so now that I have all these listings here, I can of course search by the listings based on these criteria on the top left, the property address, MLS number. Those are the 2 I find most helpful. You can put in the search there for whatever home you're looking for. And then once those pull up, I'll just go ahead and click select next to whichever listing applies. So let's say I'm doing a landing page on this one. You can just select any of them to practice in today's class. It won't do anything. It won't affect anything poorly. All right, so I click select and it pulls in all the photos from that listing from the MLS. And I can select here which listing I want to display as this main header image. Okay, here's header image, so I'm selecting which one from the listing from the MLS. I can also add a custom image as well if you would like. So if you have that saved on your computer, you can drag that in or click to browse your computer. But of course, it makes your life easier just to select one from there and then click save. I think it says like save and continue if I could see that. So I'll click save. And you can see it updates the listing here with the listing photo, the listing information, okay, the bedrooms, bathrooms, price, about the property. So that pulls from the MLS as well, the description. We have a carousel here. Oh, it's a lovely kitchen, isn't it? There's a carousel here of the listing photos that they can go through as well. Property details and also a map of where that is. Where is this listing? All right, that's nice. Well, if anyone wants to move, that's a very nice house. All right, so we did that section. So now I'll click next on the top right. So I'm going to the next widget because I did this one. So I'll click the next button on the top right to go to widget 3 of 5. Okay, this one's very easy. I'm just editing what this text says. So let's say I want to put instead, contact me today for a private showing maybe. Okay. Once I'm satisfied with that, I can click save and continue, but you don't have to change it. Just a heads up, it's perfectly fine how it is. But if you want to customize it, you can. So contact me today for a private showing. That's all I have to do for that widget, and I can click next. So I'm breezing right along here. So So next button on the top left, or top right. Have I been saying top left this whole time? Oh man, sorry guys. It's been a long week. All right, top right. So hopefully I've been saying that right. Top right. All right, it'll take me to the local expert section here, which again, all this information should be pulling in from your marketing profile, so you don't have to put anything here, except I want to change my bio to Leah is the best real estate agent ever. Yeah, maybe don't put that for your bio, okay, but it's fun for me. All right, and download for the mobile app. All right, I must not have that entered in, but your mobile app information should be here. If you have any trouble finding your mobile app URL, feel free to email us at support@scottloraymarketing.com, and we can go grab that for you. Okay, you'll want your branded app, of course, and we can help you out with that if you need. Okay, so now I have all of this completed. My information is correct. So I'll go to the last widget here, and that's the legal footer. So I can eye over all of this. I can change it if I need to, add in any information, and then click save. Okay, but again, all of this should be auto-filling for you guys if you have your marketing profile set up. Okay, and you'll notice that every time I click save, I believe that green bar pops up letting you know it was saved. So now I can click this back arrow on the left-hand side, for real, the left-hand side of legal footer now. Okay, and it will show me a confirmation that all of these are checked off, meaning I completed everything. Once I see all these green check marks, I can then click Publish Page. Now, you can also save it if you're not ready to publish it. You can save it as well, just a heads up on that. But you will not, if this is grayed out, if it's not letting you click Publish Page, it's because one of your widgets isn't completely configured. Just a heads up on that, because that drove me crazy for a while. All right, one more thing to note on that, on the left-hand side, you do have a view, so you can see what it looks like from a desktop view or a tablet view. Let's see how this looks. Yeah, they're still working on the mobile view, as you can see, not looking so great on the header there. But we got it going on the tablet view and also on the computer view here. So they are still working on that computer or on the mobile view. You know, just a heads up, if you ever experience a glitch, or like I said, if you're not finding your listing on KW Command, or if you're seeing a glitch like that, this support option on the bottom right here will allow you to live chat with KW support, so you can let them know about glitches like that so that they can get that fixed. Okay, so that is currently the best and quickest way to reach out to KW support. And I'll show you more on that at the end of class. Okay, so now that we have this all configured, I'm going to go ahead and click Publish Page on the top right. So Publish Page on the top right. Would you like to publish this as a landing page? This will make it visible to others. So I'll click Yes. So now it takes me back. So this is the landing page that I just created. So some things you can do further here. First of all, you can deactivate it if you would like to, so you can turn that off. You can click on that URL if you want to see what that looks like live. Okay, that will open it in a new screen or a new tab. You can see how many leads you have procured from that landing page. You can see the date it was created. And then anytime you see these three dots here, guys, that does mean that there are more options here. So if you click on the three dots, you do have the option to edit that landing page from here. You have the option to change the URL, which let's talk about that in just a second. You have the option to deactivate it and delete it as well, if you have a practice one. Let's talk about the URL. So this is obviously a super crazy URL that no one would be able to remember. So let's say you're getting a custom sign made for a new listing that you have, and you want to put this landing page on that sign, which is a great thing to do so that people can go to that landing page to view more information on the property, and they can contact you right from there for a private showing so that you capture the lead of any buyers. Okay, so great way to capture buyer leads from your listing. But yeah, this URL, super crazy. So it does give you the option to change the URL from here, but unfortunately it only allows you to change this portion of it. So let's say I'll name this the listing address. Okay, so it does make it better, but obviously it's still not great. If you're driving by a sign, you are definitely not going to remember this long URL. Okay, so let's talk about what you can do to help out with that. If you go to GoDaddy.com, you could buy a domain name for something, it varies on price, but it's generally about $12 a year. Right, so it's a pretty nominal cost. You can also get a GoDaddy domain name for 99 cents. If it's your first domain name through GoDaddy, literally just Google GoDaddy 99 cents and it will be the top link. So you could purchase a domain name from GoDaddy and it could be 124mainstreet.com, let's say. And you can connect that. So you would point it to this landing page and we can help you do that. You just need to email us. Point it to your landing page and then you can add 124mainstreet.com on your signs so that it's easy for your client or people driving by to remember. They can go there for more information and you can capture leads from your sign. So very, very easy to utilize that. We are more than happy to help you set up your domain to point to your landing page. So feel free to email us, support@scottleroymarketing.com. Okay. So that is how you can create landing pages in general. So those are standalone sites that would maybe just focus on a landing or an open house coming up or a just sold property. Okay, but let me show you now. Let's go back to the agent site information. So you'll see that was the landing page section. Let's talk about agent site pages. Okay, and I'm actually going to switch to a different account that has, that's a team account so that you guys can, because there's a team widget that I'm going to show you. So an agent site pages here. Again, the new website is not live quite yet. Right, that is launching on October 1st, but you can go ahead and start creating new pages for your site in this agent site pages. Now this is very new, like again within the last 3 days. So it's a little basic what you can do so far, but if you want to start playing around with it and get going on how to learn it or maybe just create a one of the pages for your site, you definitely can, and I'll show you how to do that. First of all, what I want to point out on these agent sites, so if you're seeing this accept cookies thing on the bottom here, just go ahead and click accept. I do want to show you, if you scroll down, this Kelly guide on the bottom doesn't currently work. It brings me to a 404 error. I believe it's doing that to everyone. This Kelly guide right here is where you'll go to set up your website once it launches on October 1st. So again, that's not live quite yet. But this is where you'll go to set up your website. And I just watched a tutorial on the new sites. It looks very easy to set up. But let's take a look at the agent site pages. So what I can do is I'll come up here and create a new site again. Okay, make sure I'm on the agent site pages section, and then you can click on my agent site. So now that's that first option. We're switching things up. And then click create page. So make sure you click that first option on agent site and click create page, because there are totally different widgets on this one, okay, for the agent site. Okay, on the right-hand side, this is where your widgets come into play. This is the same exact concept as the listing landing page that we just created. So it is as easy as clicking to drag and then release to add that widget. Okay, so what we're doing first is laying widgets on our page. So we're creating the template. We're creating the layout of it. Okay, so I click to drag and drop. Let's say I also want this contact form here. But in between this, let's say I want our company profile. So again, I am wherever that green bar is, that's where I am laying that widget. Okay, but you can always move it once it's laid by clicking on the arrow here. Okay, and that will move it up. And I believe this drag option will move that down for you as well. So you can click to drag it. Okay, so again, we're dragging and dropping any widgets we want to add in. So let's say I want to name this landing page template Meet the Team Fast Properties. Okay. So I'm naming that up here. And just like on the listing landing page, I'm going to click Configure Widgets on the bottom right to configure these right away. Okay, for some reason it's starting me on widget 2. Okay, I like to start on the first one. All right, so I'm going to click that arrow on the top right here to go back to the first one, to the Meet the Team. All right, so if you are on a team, or even, so, you know, if you are an individual agent, you know, honestly, you're not doing this alone. So if you work with other agents or a mortgage provider, you know, you can have a Meet the Team page as well. So this Meet the Team page, let's say I want to rename that. Meet the Team Bass Properties. Okay, that's my team name. So this intro text here, that is what we'll fill in right here instead of this funky text there. So let's meet the #1 real estate team in the greater South Charlotte area. Find out how we can help you find your dream home today. Okay, something like that. Some sort of intro text on what you're saying about your team, the first thing that they see. Now the team here, you will need to select the team name from here. Now if you are on a team and you are not seeing a team name from that drop down, your MCA in your office has to add you to the team from the team administration tool. Okay, so if you are on a team and you do not see a team option here, make sure to talk to your MCA to get you added to that. So only your MCA can add that in for you. So that'll be your office staff. Now once I click on my team, I see all my team members added in right here. And your team member does need to have their command marketing profile set up in order to display in this section. Okay, that command marketing profile is what we started at the beginning of class. So that will need to be set up to show up on the Meet the Team page. The reason being they want the headshot and contact information to actually display on the Meet the Team page. Makes sense. And we'll click Save and Apply on the very bottom. Once I click Save and Apply, it will put in the changes we made. So we have the Meet the Team. It has the text I put in and my team members here. All right. So now that we have that entered in, well, goodness. It's a lot of that team member. That's fun. All right, so as I was saying, they are still working through all the glitches to get this ironed out. So this is launching October 1st. So not fully live yet, but great for you guys to know how you're going to add pages to your site. So if I click the next button on the top right here, cracks me up. Okay, now takes us to the company profile. So that is what we're editing right here, where we can add about our company. And it looks really nice, the layout of it. So let's say, so I'm replacing where it says about Royal Realtors, so I want to say about Bass Properties instead. Or you could say like presenting Bass Properties, whatever you want it to say. And then right here, find out what makes us different and why we are selling homes faster than the average rate. Okay, something like that. All right, so we can go ahead and add in the text, and of course that will change that right here, the intro text that correlates to there. We can change the header image. This is the default. If that doesn't quite look like your area, you can change that header image here just by clicking on the this icon here, and that will search your computer for another image to add in. So let's say in section 1 here, let's say I want to put in staging, custom staging free with listing with Bass Properties, let's say. So basically what you can do is now go down and add in, let's say, facts about your team or what you do that's different than other teams, you know, just how can you entice them to list with you, okay, or buy a home with you rather. And now we can add in an image here, so I'll click on this little image icon to browse my computer. Let me just pull one in so you guys can see what it looks like. I think I have a house picture here. Here we go. Okay, so let's say I would put in, let's say, a picture of my staging that I've done. Put that in, now I'll click Save and Apply, and there are a bunch more sections, so you can go down, fill in section 2, and so forth. Footer, heading, footer text, and Save and Apply. All right, any section that you do not fill out, it just takes out when that goes live. All right, well, now we have less of these agents, so that's good. All right, so now we have what we have entered in here. So you can edit it right away. So basically you can put in the information, click save, see how it looks. So if you think this looks a little funky, you can change that out, resize it, so you can see your changes right away. Okay, so now that I have finished that page, I'll click the next button on the top right. So we're in the Contact Us section, which correlates to the bottom here. From what I've seen, you don't have to fill anything out here. Oh, looks like the Contact Us. So let's say, contact us today for help buying or selling your home. Okay, and that again will show right there. You do have this placeholder right here. It looks like you can edit that as well, which is pretty cool. So what are you enticing them to do in this message? And click Save and Apply. Okay. So now that I have completed all these widgets here, it now gives me the option to save changes on the top right. Again, it will not give you the Save Changes option. It's grayed out until you configure all widgets. On the top left here, again, you can see the computer view, the tablet view. Let's see how the mobile view is doing. Okay, a little better. So mobile view is doing a little better there. And then we can click Save Changes on the top right. All right, it's asking if you want to make that live, so I'll click Yes. Okay. So now that will go in the agent site pages. That's where that is. You can preview that from here. You can click on these three dots to edit it further. And so now when the new site rolls out, I'll be able to easily add this page to that site. So it gets you ahead of the game for the new site. All right, so aside from that, just a couple more things to go over and then I'll wrap up class here. I just want to show you as well on the neighborhood pages section. Let me refresh my page. I think that went static. Okay, so neighborhood pages, right? That's what we did near the beginning of class. Let's see, Ross Geller is who we added today, so that might be on the next page here. Oh, there he is, Ross Geller. All right, so we have any contacts that we have created neighborhood pages for. Instead of going to that contact to try and find it, you can always come find it right from here. So you can edit that further in here. Okay, or you can just grab the link to send that off to him again. So this is kind of a centralized place to find all your neighborhood pages. All right, so that is how you will create landing pages. As you can see, it's a very, very cool feature of Command. Probably my favorite, all these landing pages, because we did not have landing pages at all with the previous KW technology, and that was very highly requested. So start playing around with it to get comfortable with it. That will be a great tool for you to start capturing leads right away. All right, so the last thing we're going to do in today's class is take a look at the listing section. Okay, the listing section is the icon that looks like a little hanging sign on the left-hand side. Looks like a yard sign. Makes sense. And again, if I can't remember which section or which icon that is, simply hover your mouse over it and it will let you know you're in the right section. So this is the KWLS 2.0. So you'll see right here, this is still in lab, so this is what I was mentioning earlier, that is about an 85% capacity right now, as in all the listings across the whole US, 85% of them are now in this KWLS 2.0. So I mean, that's pretty good. That's a lot of listings to pull over. So they are actively working on that. So today you can search listings across the US and parts of Canada. Coming soon, you will be able to create and edit manual listings. All right, these are some things to keep in mind. Stay tuned for improved speed and accuracy of your listings. That's what I was just talking about. And listings that appear in other applications, Kelly, Lead Accelerator, etc., will soon reflect this new listing feed. This is also where the new websites will pull its listing information from. So if you have done IDX ever in the past, IDX is a pain from what I've been hearing. You will not need to do any more IDX for your site. It will automatically pull from this listing 2.0, this KWLS 2.0. So that is very, very exciting, especially for office staff. So let's go ahead and click on Take Me to KWLS 2.0. All right, and again, this information, actually, before we get going on that, it will take you to your listings first. So if you are not seeing any listings in here, and you do have listings, check in with your office staff to make sure your MLS ID is in the white pages. So that step needs to be done in order for your listings to display here. Only your office staff can add that in for you, unfortunately. If your MLS ID is in there and you're still not seeing your listings, shoot KWRI a note by clicking on this question mark on the top right to go to the live chat. Let them know that your listing is not displaying and they can help push that over. Okay, that'll expedite that. All right, but you will be able to see all your listings here in the near future. Again, they're just working on pulling all of those over. But if I go to the listing search on the top there, so there's two options, My KWLS, it'll be your listings, and then we have listing search on the top. This will show you all listings across the entire country, which is great. So if you have a client moving somewhere else and they ask you about information about a home that they saw there, you could in theory look up that listing information from here, which typically you cannot do in your MLS. All right, so you can search for the home by the property address, MLS number. We have the map search here. You can click on any of these listings to view that listing information. On the right-hand side, you're toggling how you can view this information. So if you want to order that by location, price, newness to the market, you can toggle on the top right if you want that in only a list view, expanded view. It's like an expanded list view with more information, gallery with the photos, or a map view. Okay, again, it's the same concept. You can just click on any of the listings to pull up that data. And if I click filters on the top right, you of course have the option to filter by what you're looking for. You have even more options on the bottom here to search by location, listing clarification, okay, like if it's active, pending, so forth, and listing owner, okay, so which market center it's listed by and so forth. So that is how you can use the KWLS 2.0 to start searching for listings. Again, this will integrate into, well, this integrates into the neighborhood pages, the new website that is pulling out smart plans and so forth. So this is a very cool new feature that they are rolling out. So a couple things I want to leave you guys with. So just to wrap up class here, if you do see any glitches in your account, or again your listing is not there, the best way to contact KWRI is clicking on this question mark on the very top right. And you will see the chat with support option. Okay, that'll allow you to chat with them right away. All right, there's a Keller Williams University in here for further training videos. And this post an idea. So this is a cool feature. Let me show you this real quick. So post an idea. So they are working on adding new features to Command every day. So let me pull up a new tab here. So I'm going outside of Command and I'm going to ideas.kw.com. So again, that was ideas.kw.com. This is where you can go to submit ideas that you have that you would like to see in Command. So maybe with the new sites rolling out, they're rolling out version 1 coming October 1st. So there will be more than one version, of course, as they start adding new features. So let's say you're looking at the new sites and you're like, man, I would really like to see a blogging feature on this new site. You can come in here, add your idea, and the more votes it gets, the more likely it will be added to Command when they do their next update. So make sure to search for your idea first. It does include this in the notes up here. Make sure to search in here first to see if someone already posted the idea, because if someone already posted it, you'll actually want to vote for it instead of adding it again, right? Because the more votes, the more likely they are to add that in. Okay. But again, this is a great way to communicate with Keller Williams International to add more features to Command, because they are creating the system for you as an agent. They want to hear about what you need for your business. So definitely communicate with them, give them feedback on that. And then the last thing I want to show you in class, I promise, and then I'll let you go enjoy your Friday. Woohoo, we made it. All right, if you go to slmtraining.com, okay, that's what I kept saying all throughout class, slmtraining.com, I'm going to show you how to get to all of our training videos that are recorded. So slmtraining.com, and it will prompt you to log in. Okay, this login on our website. Anytime you're prompted to log in on the Scott Leroy website, that is your Market Center number. Okay, so if you're not sure of your Market Center number, that is the number on the very top right of My KW on the red toolbar. You'll see a Market Center number on the top right. So you can enter that in and click login. And when you do that, it will take you to all of our recorded training videos. So we have on the My KW portal. Now this is the one that's heavily sought after right now, is KW Command Training. So that's why I want to show you. So if you click on KW Command Training here, we are updating this with every live class that we teach. We also do tip videos every week that we're adding to here. So you can come in here and you can click on any of these videos to watch that right away. This class will be up here later as well, so you can watch that right away. If you can't sleep at night, what better thing to do than learn about KW Command? All right, so again, that's slmtraining.com to access all of these right away. If you have any questions at all, please do not hesitate to reach out to us, support@scottleroymarketing.com. We are more than happy to help you with your transition to KW Command. All right, I hope this was helpful, and I hope you have a great rest of your day and a great weekend. Take care, guys.